Welcome to solverfy.
Hello there. In this exercise, we need to count how many functions there are from a set of 1, 2 until n, when n is a positive integer, to the set 0 to 1. Okay, so we need to count how many of these functions are 1 to 1. So if the function is 1 to 1, that means that all the elements here are assigned to only one element on the target set or on the range of the function. So from that, we have that the value of n should be less or equal than 2 and should be, of course, greater than 0, because otherwise we're going to have problems. So we have, well, let's say that n is equals to 1. That is the first possibility. Then our domain here is going to be just the number 1. And here on the target, we have the set 0, 1. So this map could be from 1 to the 0, or the other function is going to be from 1 to 1. So you can see that here we have two configurations. So we have here two functions for n equals to 1. And then for n equals to 2, that is the last case, we have 1, 2 here, and here we have, let me arrange it the following way. We have 1, 2, and here we have 0, 1. So what happened here is that we can assign the 1 to either 0 or to 1, right? So we have here two possibilities for this to assign to the first element. And if we assign 1, for example 1 to 0, then the 1 it's going to be immediately assigned to the 2. And if in case that we choose that we assign the 1 the value of 1, then the 0 is going to be immediately assigned to the value of 2. So the 2 is going to be assigned the value of 0. So we have only two possibilities here as well. Okay, we sum them and we have 4 possible functions that are 1 to 1. Then we need to assign, okay, we need to assign the value of 0 to both 1 and n. Okay, so let's see what happened if n is equals to 1. Well, in that case, we have just the element of 1 in this set, and in the other set that is fixed is the 0, 1, right? So for n equals to 1, well, we have only one map, right? The 1 is mapped to 0 and to 1. Okay, so this case is not, well, this is simple, right? But what happens if you have here the length n, so 1, 2, 3 until n, right? And n is greater than 1. So here what happened is that the value of 0 is going to be assigned to 1 and to the value of n, right? And we end with these, the remaining ones are going to be n minus 2 elements, okay, that are free of choice. So we can assign these values any other we can assign these elements to any of the other elements in the target set. Okay, so for each of these n minus 2 elements, we have two possibilities. We have two possibilities to assign the 3, because we can assign either to 0 or to 1, and the same for the rest. So that means that we're going to repeat two possibilities by n minus 2 free variables that we have. And those are the all possible functions that satisfy this condition, that we assign the 0 to both 1 and n. And the last one is that what happened, how many functions there are if we assign the number 1 to exactly one of the positive integers on the other set. Okay, so that means that here we have our set from 1 to n, and it should be to any other to exactly one of the positive integers that are less than n. Okay, so this is very important. So if n if the value that we are assigning 1, so here we have 0 and 1, so we are going to assign the number 1 to any positive integer here that is not n. So from that is clear that n should be greater than 1, because otherwise we're not going to match anything here. So we put this condition that n should be greater than 1, and that means that this number 1 can be assigned to any of these elements from less than n. Okay, so here we have n minus 1 elements. Okay, and it's going to be assigned exactly to only 1. So the rest are going to be those that are the rest are going to be matched with the element 0. But we have this free variable here. So to the element n, we have two possibilities, right? Either the 1 or the 0. So we have two possibilities to assign the element n on this on the domain of the function, and then we have n minus 1 ways to assign the element 1 to the rest of the positive integers that are less than n. So we have 2 times